Welcome to the hunt.
Good, happy Easter Sunday. Greg and Doug here, Huntcast Podcast, and we're going to try to shorten this one up for you, but we're not sure where we're going to get to. But happy Easter to everybody.
Yes.
Make sure you're enjoying time with your family and hopefully doing something outside.
Yeah.
So we're going to jump right into this, baby, episode 6, and we've been doing bow breakdowns, and we talked last week about unfortunate things that happen in this industry, but this bow was on the list of bows to break down, so we're going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
So we have the Athens Axis 31.
Yep.
It's actually my personal bow that I'll be shooting this hunting season. So obviously, as the name implies, it's the 31, so it's a 31-inch axle to axle with a 7-inch brace height and up to 335 feet a second IBO with different draw mods. So there's 2 draw mods on most Athens bows. The number 1 and number 2 short and long draws. So this bow does go from 25 to 31, but there is a break in between, so you'll need a mod depending on which draw cycle you are looking for. Bow is available in 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, and 80 pound limbs, and is 70 to 90% adjustable let off, which is pretty big for a hunting bow and for a target bow. So all of Athens bows are adjustable from those same increments.
Yeah.
The big thing this year, which has unfortunately kind of created the demise we talked about last week, was the AccuTune cam. And they did take the overmolded grip from the Elevate from last year and put it on this bow, give you the Integrate IMS rest system and a pick mount for your sight. So currently my bow, if you head over to YouTube later on and check it out, we'll have a no sight on it. Currently I'm waiting for the new Spot Hog Boonie to arrive, but does have a Hamskea Everest rest on it. I'm a fan of the limb driven against the cable driven, so I did have to mount off the burgers because that nothing Hamskea mounts to the IMS system.
Yeah.
But so yeah, if you head on over to YouTube, we are going to break that bow down for you and get to take a look at it. So there are plenty out there. We talked about that last week. Some people are fire sailing them, some are not. But if you want a really smooth, real comfortable bow to shoot, find one.
Yeah. And we talked about this. It's like when this first happened, we said, well, okay, now what do we do?
Right.
Do we go ahead and review this or not review it?
Yep.
But you know what? It's such an awesome bow. It deserves it.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It deserves to be reviewed, and we're going to continue doing it. So.
That's right. And you can find them. I mean, if you're like, I've seen some on eBay already. I've seen them on Facebook. There are dealers that do have them and that are losing a whole bunch of money by selling them where they're selling them, but you can get your hands on a really good bow for pretty inexpensive right now. And
you know what? These guys might be kicking themselves because in 20 years, it might be a collector's item that
I did make a comment on Facebook. That if the Archery Hall of Fame wanted one, I would hand deliver it to them.
Yeah, right.
So, we had a few left in the shop. We have one all black Axis 33 left, and another dealer that I'm friends with up in New York. I've been kind of trying to help him move some of his I've shipped one to Alaska. I've shipped one to Oklahoma. So, I mean, guys are literally calling. They're just trying to find dealers, trying to find these bows. So if you've never shot one, granted, there are no warranties left. But if, you find the right dealer, like ourselves at High Times, we have parts.
Yep.
So God forbid something did break, we can fix it. But yeah, check it out and you'll be pleasantly surprised and go from there.
Yeah.
So check that out on YouTube. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so. Click the little subscribe button and the little bell for notifications. We will fix it. 2 weeks ago, we did a video and I selected one of the wrong boxes, so you couldn't get notified. So I will fix that. We fixed it last week, but I'll fix it for the rest of them. Make sure we don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
But it's the last day of March, Easter time, a little early-ish this year.
Yeah,
right?
Real early.
Yeah. But weather is kind of trying to break. It really hasn't figured what it wants to do yet.
Yeah.
But we got a lot of seasons coming up.
Yep.
So the first one here in Pennsylvania, we actually kind of started it yesterday, was the Mentored Youth Day of trout season. So that was yesterday on the 30th. So we hope there's a lot of little kids out there running around with mom and dad and catching a lot of fish. But the statewide opener is actually next Saturday, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, Saturday the
6th.
Yep.
Yeah, April 6th.
So that starts at 8 o'clock, depending on where you fish. I remember when I was younger and like religiously never missed the opening day of trout season. You know, people are lining up in their spots at like 6.
Yeah.
Which I could tell a funny story. A long, long time ago, I was probably 17 or 18. A buddy of mine and myself and the girl I was dating at the time, she wanted to go. And I said, are you sure we're going to like leave early? Yeah, no, I want to go. So we got out there. It was like 5:30. And we made breakfast like right at the, right along the stream. And we were about an hour into fishing. It was probably like an hour after opening day started.
Yeah.
And she fell in the freaking creek. I laughed. Yeah, she wasn't real happy that I laughed. But so it's an enjoyable day. It was a little chilly that morning too.
Oh, I
remember.
Yeah, I bet. Usually is.
Yeah. So that's statewide.
Yep.
And we basically have your minimum size is 7 inches in order to keep it. Daily limit is 5 stream, lakes, and ponds, combined species. So whether it's brook, brown, rainbow, or golden, that's what you're allowed to have per day.
Yeah.
And don't forget, depending on where you're fishing, especially in the state of Pennsylvania now with all of these new regulations and new waters that are artificial lure only, open year round, trophy trout, all that stuff. So there's a lot of different things that go on. In some places, you cannot take fish out of there.
Yeah.
So once trout season begins, we will probably do like a breakdown on one of the custom rods that I fly fish with. Excuse me, I probably should have done it this week, but we'll wait maybe the second week of trout because now I don't go out for like opening day. If I do, I try to find the smallest stream possible away from everybody. Just catch, little fish and put them back. I don't really keep anything anymore.
Yeah.
So,
and I've got nothing to contribute.
Yeah,
I don't.
You're looking at me.
Yeah, you couldn't pay me to go out at 5 o'clock in the morning to go fish. So
but there's a lot more action. Like when you go out at 5 in the morning for deer and you're sitting in your stand for 2 hours until something moves.
I can do that. I can sit there all day and not see a thing. Fish, I don't have the patience. I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely something, but I promise you all, to all of our listeners, before the end of summer, Doug will have fly fished. I can guarantee you. Yeah. So besides trout, which is, that's kind of like the big kickoff for the spring, summer season here in PA, there are some other fish species that are open year round, and I'll kind of run through them real quick for you. So you got muskellunge and tiger muskellunge, muskie, pickerel and northern pike, that is open year round. Minimums are 40, 18, and 24, and that is 1 muskie can be kept, or tiger muskie. You can keep 4 pickerel, 2 northern pike as long as they're 24 inches. And yeah, I read that right. Okay. The screen was kind of playing tricks with me. And then you have also open year round is herring and gizzard shad, American eel. So there's a TV show, I don't think it's on anymore, but there was a gentleman, if you've ever been on the Delaware River in northeastern, whether it's the west branch or the main branch, there are a lot of eel traps that people set.
Yeah. Because
eel is a big thing, so they sell them. And there's no close season on those that are open year round. The minimum is 9 inches and you keep 25 of them.
Wow.
With herring and shad, you can keep 50 and there's no minimum size. And then a big one for a lot of the guys like up on the Pawpack, or I know Raystown has a bunch, striped bass and white hybrid bass. Those are also open year round. Minimum on those is 20 inches and 2 combined is your daily limit. So lots of stuff you can do. There's obviously bait fish and stuff like that, but no one really cares. And then sunfish, perch, white perch, yellow perch, and crappie, as they say. There is no minimum size, and you can keep a total of 50 combined species. So
wow.
A lot of guys, there was no ice this year, so there was no ice fishing. That's when a lot of guys pull their big perch and big crappie. But I'm a trout guy. I don't really get into much else. So that's what we're going to get Doug set up on, like a nice little 3-weight, take him on for some native brookies.
Yeah. Well, I will say though, because years ago I did fish a little bit. My brother-in-law was big into fishing. He dragged me there, kicking and screaming, and he dragged me out there. I did kind of enjoy, I guess we were bass fishing. So I I was using topwater bait.
Okay.
And that, to me, is a little more exciting. So, you actually see the hit. You can see the strike. So
he's digging himself a hole now.
Yeah.
He's in trouble.
I did kind of enjoy that. The weather's nicer. It's sunny, and you kind of,
So I can see it now.
In the morning in the
I can see
dark.
it now. It's going to be like, 7:30 on a nice Sunday morning in the summer. I'm going to take Doug up on the Delaware, and we'll fish some dries.
Yeah.
And you want to see a fish attack something.
I'm good with that.
So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take him dry fly fishing.
Yeah.
So that's basically we got coming up there with trout seasons, and then turkey season here in PA is not too far after that.
Nope. Next week.
The following week. That's trout season. Turkey season starts in May.
Yeah. Trout season is 6. Yeah. So turkey season is May 4th here in PA. So a month away. New York is basically the same time. It's May 1st.
Okay.
So New York just runs it May 1st through the 31st.
Okay.
Regardless of what day of the week it falls. So, but I'm not a big turkey hunter, but I do it. I'm not over the top like some guys are, but not huge. But I do. I'll go out a little bit, and it's fun.
It's fun. I got yelled at the last time I did it, so that's why I don't go anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I'm probably not that into it just because I'm not that good at it.
Right.
I'm not a good turkey caller, so that probably has a lot to do with it.
And I can call. I'm not horrible. I'm not great. Like some of these, like there's kids that call obviously better than I do, but I can call, they'll respond and come. But like I said, we were filming for one of our TV episodes, and a good buddy of mine was running camera, and I wasn't paying attention, and I worried about him turning the camera on and made some movement. Bird saw me. That was it. But no, it's not. I don't know what it is. I never really got into it. I don't know if it's because of the season, and I always like fishing better at that time of the year or what. But I'll eat it if somebody kills one. But no, I don't know. Maybe I'll take the bow out.
Well, I was just gonna say maybe we should do that. Set up a blind and sit there with the bows. And
speaking of blinds, I gotta go get the one out of the field. It's like twisted.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
If you left it out, it's mangled.
It blew over in one windstorm, and I was like, "Hey, I'll get it later."
Yeah. Well, we've had some crazy wind the last couple weeks. So.
Yes. It's been still there. I don't know.
Yeah, it might be gone. Might be a donation to the neighbor.
Right. But
yeah. So what else we got? So that's turkey season.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the other thing too is I want to mention, we spoke about it a few weeks back. As far as out west, some of the draws are coming up. Some of the big ones are actually coming up right now. So tomorrow, which is April 1st, Montana, the elk and deer draw. The deadline is tomorrow. So if you have dreams or hopes of going to Montana
next year,
yes, get at it and get online right now and get your app in for next year. And then Colorado is on the 2nd. So you got one more day for Colorado, and that's all species. So whether it's deer, elk, whatever it may be, Colorado is April 2nd. So Montana, April 1st, Colorado, April 2nd. And then there's a little bit of a reprieve. We got a couple weeks before the next big draws are coming up. So we'll keep you up to date on that as they get closer. But those are the two big ones.
Cool.
So
you get them on.
Yep.
If you're planning on going out there, get them in now.
Yep. That's the first step.
So we're going to take it back real quick to turkey. So May 4th is our opener in PA. And until the 18th, just because I know there's some people that don't know this, you can hunt turkey a half hour before sunrise until 12 noon.
Right.
And I've seen people not follow that rule. And then May 20th till the 31st, which is the end of the season, they can be hunted 1/2 hour before sunrise to 1/2 hour after sunset. Daily limit is 1, and I know there were some extra tags that you can get. So daily limit is 1, season limit is 2. And that second spring, however, may only be taken by persons who possess a valid special wild turkey license. The other cool part, which we forgot about because we did mention what happened yesterday with trout season, is April 27th is a special season for eligible juniors with required license and a mentored hunter 16 and under. That's April 27th, and 1 gobbler can be taken during that hunt. Hunting hours end at noon on the 27th as well for the mentored hunters.
Yeah.
So the Game Commission has been doing a whole lot trying to get more kids involved, which is really cool. So,
yeah. And we mentioned New York with turkey. They do not have later in the season where you can shoot them in the afternoon. So
Oh, so they're till noon right through. Okay.
it's till noon the entire season. So
Gotcha.
and then also speaking of New York, today is the last day for coyotes.
Okay.
So
which is
there's a season. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not open like most states. So if you want to kill a coyote in New York, do it today.
Yeah.
This is it.
Leave dinner now.
Yes. Yeah. Stop what you're doing, put the eggs down, and get outside and go shoot a coyote. So,
but so now we're gonna jump into. We've mentioned them previous, but we never really talked about them, and we did finally get some sent to us, and we're gonna play.
Yep.
So I built 2 currently. Doug's got 6 to work on.
Yeah.
But we're gonna talk about Mamba Archery. So Mamba Archery. Yes, I said that right. Spelled it right. MAMBA. Sounds like a snake. That's because what it is. So we talked last week about the black mamba. No correlation, no relations, not second cousins or anything.
Yeah.
So the Mamba Archery is a newer arrow company.
Right.
So
Texas, right? Or
Texas, correct.
Texas. Yeah.
Yep. So it's funny because the sales manager is actually out of Pennsylvania, and that's how we got in touch with them. And so they have a slew of different arrows. We'll talk about those real quick. And what's funny is they're kind of all named after. Well, some of them aren't named after snakes. I don't even know what some of these are named after. And I apologize to the folks at Mamba if I mispronounce any of these.
Yeah. Because it's really tough to read those.
Yeah.
They're showing the logo on the website, and it kind of tough. Well,
yeah. Well, I mean, even the ones on the arrows, like unless you're staring at it, it's really hard to read.
Yeah.
Because they have like a black background to them.
Yes.
So,
and the logo is the same color as the background, like the purple one, like the purple writing on where it says "I'm Mamba." You really have to look for it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, the actual logo itself that says Mamba, that's in blue and gold, so it's really easy to see.
Yeah.
But the name of the arrow itself on the wrap is like almost impossible.
Yes.
So, but we'll run through them real quick, and then we'll kind of give you a little bit of background on them. So we have the first one, which seems to be like their price point arrow. Now we're using the U.S. retail prices that are on their website.
Yeah.
And it is mambaarchery.com if you want to check it out. So the first one is the Impala. And those are $46 a dozen.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's real crazy.
Because, I mean, we have 6.5 Eastons in the shop for $65 for a half dozen.
Right.
So you can get a whole dozen. Now, granted, these are unfletched.
Right.
But you can get a whole dozen arrows for $46.
Yeah.
And what's funny is all of these arrows are kind of, I don't want to say not to normal spec, but they're not like the normal sizes.
Right. They're a little off.
Right. So when we get to the one that we have, we'll kind of walk you through all the specs on it. But so then from the 46 price point, you go to the 67 price point. And I'm going to let you try to pronounce that one because I'm going to kill it.
Oh, man. I'm going to say Impisi.
That sounds good to me.
IMPISI.
Right.
I'm going to go with Impisi.
Yep. So that one's $66 for a dozen arrows.
Yeah.
So again, you're playing in that, if you're talking Easton or Victory or, whatever, you're in those kind of like intro arrows. That's what these are at those price points.
Are these all micro?
So no, let's click on the MPC, and I know we're killing that one. I don't know. Just don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
So that one's, that's like a hyena.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what that word means.
Yeah. There's obviously a reason for. We're just ignorant. We just don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
So
that one's a 6.2 millimeter. And that is, so I'm going to tell you, it says non-weave on their website. So you'll get more information on that as we get to the other arrows. But so it's a 6.2 millimeter. So it's in between a Sonic and a Bowhunter Classic, basically.
Right.
Which is cool. somebody's trying something different.
Yeah.
So then the next one, you hit $86 a dozen from the Rattel.
Yep.
And that one I hope I pronounced right because that one's pretty basic. So the Rattel is 86, and that looks like a badger or something.
Yeah.
Oh, the honey badger.
Yep.
So, okay. Now I know where this is all coming from. So if we run a little bit, so the Rattel is Zulu,
right,
for honey badger. Why they're using Zulu, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm sure we will get to that part. So this is what they're saying, a small diameter, and it is a 5.2. So it's a 204.
Right.
So, 5 millimeter axis, 5 millimeter FMJ. And I'm comparing to Easton because that's what we carry in the shop.
Right.
So I know those pretty well off the top of my head. So from that one, then we go to the $100 a dozen. Go ahead, Doug. I'll let you do that one again. Yeah, that one.
I'm going to, oh man.
Mvubu?
Mvubu. And these are all African names, obviously.
Yeah.
My Africanese is not really that good.
So here we go. Is Zulu for hippo.
Okay.
So it's the hippo.
Okay.
And this one is also a 204, 5.2, but that is a weave. So price jumped a little bit.
Kind of heavy too. That's 10 GPI.
Yeah,
that's kind of heavy arrow.
That's like Full Metal Jacket weight right there.
Yeah.
So from 100, then you're going to jump over to $140.
Yep.
And that is from, oh, Jesus.
In
Lovu?
I'll go with that.
Lovu.
The D is probably silent.
Right. Yeah. I'm still not going to try to pronounce it.
Yeah.
And that's Zulu for elephant.
Okay.
And it is Lovu.
Yeah.
So thankfully they put pronunciations on here.
Yeah.
And that's a 6.2. So it's a 246. So you're back up into the, sonic area. And that is also a weave. So that's why I think the prices are going up a little bit more.
Yeah.
So from there, you go to 160.
Yep. $160 a dozen.
The Nando.
Yep.
The Nando. So that also looks like a 6.2 if I'm reading the little label there the right way.
Yeah.
From 160, you go to, there's another 160 above it. So I bet you one is a weave and one is not a weave.
Right.
And that's the Ngulube. Sorry. And I want to know what that's a warthog. Ngulube.
Yep. Ngulube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would have never got that one.
Never.
And that's a 5.2 with a weave. So I'm assuming the other one was not a weave. So then now you're going to get into, there's 2 arrows left out of their selection. We happen to have one of them called the Mamba.
Yeah.
And the Mamba, I am for sure, is named after the Mamba, Black Mamba steak. And those are 166 a dozen. And we have 2 that are currently built here right in front of us.
Yeah. So
we're going to give you some specs on this one because this one is, again, we have it and we're going to be able to test it.
Yeah.
So it is the Black Mamba and it's a micro diameter. So it's a 162.
Yep. Yeah, it's 4.2 millimeter.
4.2 millimeter, yep.
Yeah.
So it's a 165, 165, and it is a weave.
Yep.
So it's a micro diameter 1,000 centrifugal weave. So that's the big difference. This is where I kept talking about weave there for a second. They use a different way to build their arrows.
Right. Different pattern.
Right. So what they're telling us is it's a light, fast, and strong arrow. It comes with a half-out stainless steel insert and an aluminum sleeve that you must put on because you cannot screw a field tip or a broadhead all the way into the insert.
Right.
So this collar is,
it's required. Yeah,
required.
You have to use it.
So they call it a sleeve. I call it
it's a collar.
Yeah, collar. Thank you. I couldn't remember what the word was. So these are 3,000 straightness. And they are 5. The nocks, depending on what you use, because these arrows that we received did not come with nocks.
Right.
So G-nocks from Easton do fit in there.
They fit pretty well, actually.
Yeah.
They're snug.
Snug. They're not overly snug. They're not, loose at all. But so they're on their website, it says 5 grains for the knock.
Yeah.
And we figured these out. These are 8.2. These are a 350 spine.
Yep.
So 8.2 GPI.
Yep.
They come in 31-inch lengths. And the numbers on the sleeve and insert, I don't understand. It says 71 and 33, but it's not telling me what that means.
Yeah.
So I'm not real sure. But yeah, so this arrow, they look really nice. They feel like you can see the carbon overlapping the carbon.
Yes.
So it looks, for my car guys out there, carbon fiber hood, carbon fiber doors, kind of what this looks like on the arrow. You can see all of the weave in it.
Yes.
But so I cut 2 of these down to 29-inch. I have ones built with a set of hybrid 26s, And I have the other one built with hybrid hunters. And I didn't even realize I did that. Same color. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But so, yeah, we're going to test this pretty hard. Because according to what the centrifugal weave does is it makes the arrow much stronger.
Yeah. Which we're going to find out.
We're going to find out. That's why we don't.
Yeah. We're going to do a little.
We're not going to buy arrows to break, but if somebody will send them and they tell us that they won't break,
yeah,
we're going to find out if they do.
Yes. Yeah. We'll put it through the test.
So basically their about us area on the website. Now I've talked to their sales manager a little bit and kind of gave us, give me the quick and short of it is, they were trying to build a quality arrow for a better price.
Yeah.
Which they're definitely achieving if the arrow is better because the prices are phenomenal for a dozen arrows.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're not getting a micro diameter for that kind of money for a dozen unless you're over $200.
Yeah. I mean, that first one we mentioned was at $46. $46 for a dozen arrows.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone coming, to the shoot.
Yeah, if we come into the shoot, you need arrows. They'll be there. You can buy them.
But when you're doing a 3D shoot or something, and you're always hesitant about that shot because, oh man, there's a $30 arrow I'm flinging down there that I'm gonna break or lose or whatever. For $46 a dozen, you don't care.
Nope.
So let them fly.
Yeah, lumberjack all day long.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's definitely something to consider.
Yeah, So the very first thing it says on there about the why Zulu names. So the black centrifugal weave design resembles that of a black mamba, and that is how Mamba archery came into existence. Our arrow technology is unique, and we wanted the arrow naming conventions to reflect exactly what they are: fast, strong, resilient, and deadly. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it. So the difference between standard carbon and their centrifugal weave technology. So a standard carbon fiber arrow is made with a singular pre-pregnated carbon fiber weave that is formed using two different tensile strength carbons. The weave arrow is naturally stronger than a normal carbon arrow by design. So basically, you're wrapping a whole bunch of carbon together. This is a weaved carbon, so it should be stronger because it's one piece, not a whole bunch of different pieces.
Right.
We offer arrows in 3 different diameters, 4.2, 5.2, and 6.2. In weave and non-weave. Our components are custom fit per outside diameter of each shaft. So hence why you have to have the sleeve or the collar, just because of the difference in sizes. It's not your standard spec, I would say, as, Easton Gold Tip Viper or Viper Victory and so on.
We didn't try to use a different manufacturer's components with it. We did.
We had the GNOC, yep.
The GNOC works,
and actually I did stick a 4mm outsert.
Oh yeah,
in one, and it will stay.
It will.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're basically getting the same effect.
Yeah.
By putting the sleeve on there, it just goes up the shaft a little further than where it does on, say, like the Axis long range from Easton.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yes, it is the same.
But that's good to know. If someone has a particular component that they really like, it will work on these arrows.
Yes, because when I built these two, I did ask Shane, who is their sales manager, I said, do you have available or will you have available brass inserts? Because the one thing not that I didn't like it, but I couldn't get this to be a certain weight cut down to where where I would want to shoot it.
Yeah.
And he said that they will have them, they just don't have them currently.
Okay. Yeah, so, I prefer a little higher FOC.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get that with
the aluminum.
With the aluminum, yeah.
And I didn't actually check these for FOC, but they're pretty weighty up the front. I could feel it for sure, but it's not, like putting a stainless steel or brass or something in the front.
Yeah.
So both of these arrows, I cut them in exactly the same length, put the same exact heads on them, and they come in at 475. So not horrible, but I would like to get a little more if I wanted to.
Well, those are only 100 grain points too.
Right. And not a guy that likes to go 125, 150. I prefer to make the arrow heavy and then put a 100 grain tip in it.
Yeah.
So really the only difference in these two arrows is the vane. So one is, the hybrid 26. So it's that longer, shorter profile. And then the hybrid hunter, which is that short,
shorter, higher
blazer type vane. Not that I wanted to use another company to compare it, but that was the easiest way.
Yeah, everyone knows that.
But yeah, other than that, they're identical. So
Okay.
everything looks good, but you'll get to see us test these on YouTube. So you can make sure if you head over to YouTube, our YouTube channel, Huntcast Podcast, and you'll get to watch that along with the breakdown and the shots out of the Axis 33, because I'm also going to shoot. I'm dying to know. I happen to get my hands on a set of arrows moved for 24 from a different manufacturer. And no, it's not Ultra, in case anybody out there is listening. I'm waiting for those. They did tell me they sent us a dozen, but I have not seen them yet.
Yeah.
But I did get a set of X10 Parallel Pros from Easton. So if anybody knows about X10s, they're $300 a dozen. I'm not going to shoot this to break it, but I do want to see how fast it'll go.
Yeah.
And I cut that one at 28.5 with a 4mm Axis outsert in 50 grain and 100 grain tip. And that came in at 425 grains.
Okay.
So I just want to see what kind of speed you get. That's going to kind of be, like Doug said a couple minutes ago, it's like, you're at a 3D shoot, taking these like crazy, stupid shots that we make.
Yeah.
Blowing up. So there's 12 in a dozen. What's 300 divided by 12?
A lot.
So yeah, you blow up one of those babies.
It's that's just the shaft. Then you got your components. Before you know it, it's a $35 arrow.
Yeah.
40, so could be $40 depending upon.
I don't really want to shoot that at our shoot, but I do if it goes real fast, A to B. But yeah, so
yeah, we'll see.
But yeah, so head over to YouTube. We're gonna cut this episode a little short. But you guys enjoy your time with Easter and family and all that fun stuff. Get ready for trout season. And we'll be back next week. And who knows, we might have maybe a call-in interview.
Yeah,
we're not going to tell you that. Guess you'll have to wait and find out.
Yeah, we'll see.
But definitely check us out. Huntcast Podcast, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Podbean, basically everywhere except Apple. Apple still has not sent us our little link.
What's going on, yeah.
But I know we're on Amazon Music. I saw that last night.
Okay.
That was pretty cool.
Yep.
Our subscribe button is in Spanish. Everything else is in English.
It really?
But yeah,
that's odd.
All our Spanish speaking friends, just click that button for us if you would.
Yeah.
Por favor. But no, we'll appreciate you guys tuning in. And until next time, I'm Greg.
Yep. I'm Doug.
That's Doug. We'll talk to you later.
All right. Enjoy the holiday.